It is a gorgeous night here in Irvine, California. Beautiful, beautiful night to play the beautiful game. Tonight's matchup of the game is brought to you by Renaissance Club Sport. I'm Bruce Silverman along with Matt Stummington. Orange County SC, Seattle Sounders 2. And Orange County, Matt, coming into this match looking to stay at the top of the table.
Well, they're looking in the rearview mirror with Phoenix rising just behind, controlling their own destiny because they have the game in hand. But Orange County will be hoping that results go their way and finding a way to control their own destiny. Getting the 3 points tonight will go a long way towards that.
So Orange County top of the table, Seattle at the bottom. They're playing for pride and maybe for some jobs next year.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing at Jekyll and Hyde Club, and they can beat Jekyll and Hyde in the same game. Brilliant goals scored last time out by Roldan and Nagel. And then the defense just went to sleep a little bit, conceding a goal to up here off the free kick. And then controversy in the second half as Lopez gets the tying goal. But that's what Seattle Sounders 2 can do. They can concede goals, but they can also score.
Orange County can score some goals. They've got two guys, double-headed monster here in Quinn and Eddie Volson.
Well, Aiden Quinn, he takes the set pieces. He's got a beautiful left foot, calm from the penalty spot too. And then Eddie Volson, he's just calm anywhere in the attacking third and has a beautiful ability to put the ball in the back of the net.
They are certainly stacked up front, these two guys on the left. And now it's time to take a further look at Mr. Alston, our Shire player to watch.
A little bit different. Everybody looks at Quinn and they look at Annie Volson as the important players for the team, but you also need players like Alston to shore things up defensively. He works so hard from his right back position, allows other players around him to get forwards on the offense. He joins the offense too, but he's a really stout defender and he's got a lot of experience as a player and lots of minutes in the MLS and brings a great leadership to this Orange County squad.
And he's got a great birthday, Cinco de Mayo.
That's a fantastic day to celebrate.
Nothing wrong with that. His manager says he is the best fullback in the USL. When we come back, we're going to kick this puppy off. Stay with us.
New Canada Dry Ginger Ale and Lemonade. The perfect blend of real ginger taste with a splash of real juice. Are you ready to taste Nirvana?
Hey, honey, do we want to taste Nirvana?
Yeah, sure.
How long have you been sitting in my yard?
Since Tuesday.
Try New Canada Dry Ginger Ale and Lemonade.
Welcome back to Irvine, Orange County, Seattle about to do battle. And now it's time for us to take a look at tonight's starting 11 is brought to you by Subaru Orange Coast. And we'll start with Seattle. Brown is in the pipes. Diaz up top now.
There's a lot of change, as you'd expect for Seattle Sounders too. It's very difficult to gauge the team that's going to be coming out and playing for John Hutchinson. But there's some good players out there with Ulysses, Popeo, and Gonzalez that really catch my eye. And also somebody will catch the eye of the home team tonight is Jess Daly, as he scored the goal in the first half that gave Seattle Sounders 2 the lead in the first meeting between these two teams. For Orange County, you got Michael Seaton up top. Good to see him back in the starting lineup. And of course, you got Thomas Enevodson on the left. Be interested to see how he fits into the picture on the offensive side of things. But obviously, with his 19 goals on the season, trying to catch Cameron Lancaster, who sits on 22 in the Golden Boot race. It'll be interesting to see how Enevodson gets on tonight.
And Rawls is in the pipes, and he's an exciting and dynamic keeper, to say the least. And Chaplow, the captain this evening, playing in his 400th professional game in 15 seasons.
He's had a wonderful career. Part of it with the team I support in the Premiership, Southampton Football Club. So it's great to see how wonderful Chaplow has done over the length of his career.
Let's check out your synchronicity keys to the match, and we'll start with Orange County.
Well, for Orange County, they have to manage the transition. They will have a lot of the possession tonight and have some ball going forward, but they have to make sure they manage their transition back onto defense, because Seattle Sounders too have some really good athletes and get forwards really quickly. For the visitors, they have to make sure they defend the set pieces. Orange County are known to have a lot of height, good targets on the set pieces, and of course with Hayden Quinn, one of the best in the league at delivering the ball, you have to make sure you pay good attention to what you're doing defensively from those set plays.
Now it's time for the Hoag Orthopedic Institute injury report. Guess what?
There's nobody on it.
Nobody, which is pretty impressive 30-plus games into the season. But for both of these teams, we'll take it. Seattle in the green and in black. It will be Orange County, and Mr. Enevodson will start us up and go backwards. So, as we said, nobody on the report, which is a good thing this late in the season.
Michael Seaton had picked up an injury against OKC a few weeks ago. He came back into the lineup in the second half against Vegas last weekend and had a pretty good evening. Scored 2 goals in his 45 minutes of action.
Foul from behind right near the stripe early on, and you see Daly was whistled for that infraction. And we'll start up just around midfield, not far from where the opening whistle was. And Alston, who we highlighted as our player to watch in this game, and really it goes down to the leadership that he provides, what he does certainly on the pitch, but also what he does in the locker room, what he does as a leader for this club.
That's part of what you have in the USL. You have so many young players in the league, but then you have such great experience with players like Alston.
Flag is up, but you see the speed and the danger that Seattle has. You know, they can play helter-skelter, but sometimes being in that kind of a zone can throw up the defense, because the defense isn't quite sure what to expect from Seattle from time to time. And the old adage goes, speed kills, and there was an example of it.
That's great speed, and Seattle do have players that can fly up and down the flanks. And that'll be interesting to see how Alston and also Powder on the other side fit into the picture. You've got Hoyfeld and Cronali in the back line. 2 big chaps that maybe aren't the most fleet of foot. So it's going to be up to Powder and also to Alston to make sure that they shepherd things down the wings and make sure that they provide the covers with their speed.
Hines will have the throw. Slightly chilly evening here in Orange County. You see the parka out, and Hines goes down the line, and that will be off of Gonzalez, and Alston will do the honors here, trying to decide which way he wants to go. Cronali is the answer to that trivia question. Hoyveld.
You look at players like Hoyveld, Chaplow, Alston. have so much experience playing. They can teach the young players how to be good professionals, and so that they develop as players through their careers. And as I say, and that's one of the great things of the USL, is that you have this great mix of experience and newness, and it just provides a really good product.
Orange County, and we know this guy, Eddie Velson, into the box, headed over that goal line, and that will set up the first corner of the evening, and Orange County will have it. And this corner kick, the big one's corner kick. I like that.
So Andy Voltson is going to be playing more up top alongside Seaton, which is something that I envisaged.
High in the air, headed towards goal, off the frame, sent back and wide. We'll see which way it goes, and it will be kicked away by Brown. But you see how dangerous Orange County is on those corners in this first one. First look.
Seaton onto the crossbar. I'm not sure the goalkeeper got a touch on it. It was a powerful header. No, the goalkeeper was nowhere near that. Seaton will be disappointed that that one came off the crossbar and didn't go into the back of the net. Ordinarily, I would prefer an in-swinging corner kick, but when you've got a player like Quinn.
Opportunity to put it into the back of the net, and it's knocked away. Seaton was taking his rip, and now we'll do a corner from the other side, and the big one's corner kick.
Well, this will be an in-swinger as Quinn trots over with his left peg to put it into the mix.
Look for him to put it high once again and see if it can't be headed home. That one is a little bit lower than he probably wanted, and headed out by Seattle, but covered and then sent back into the box. That from distance. Now Quinn juking, and a big save by Brown. Got that ball to the left foot. He was trying to go to the far post, and Brown snatched it out of the air.
A more difficult skill there from Quinn as he opened up his hips, using his left peg to try and curl it around the goalkeeper, Brown. Brown read it beautifully. Good save from the keeper, made to look very easy. It's been better served for Quinn to just have a go with the right leg and drive it hard and low to the back post, rather than the soft curler that he went with.
And a race to figure out which way this one's going to go, and it will go for Seattle. So the opportunities early on have belonged to Orange County, minus the one flag up on the other side. And we saw the speed of Seattle.
It looks like Orange County might be playing more of a straight 4-4-2 with Duke on the left, Chaplow and Quinn in the middle, and Darwin Jones on the right flank.
Sending it forward in transition. Gonzalez was trying to get the shot off. He was well covered. Has to go backwards. Burt Gilroy sending it out, and they'll work all the way back to the mid part of this field for Malone. Malone surveying his options. Appio, and that's intercepted. And now Orange County will build from the back. You talk about the youth on this Orange County club. You talk about the experience that Orange County has as well. They don't have the biggest payroll in USL, but they found the perfect mix of youth and experience and playing styles, and it's worked. Right now they're sitting on the top of the table with 63 points, playing one more game than Phoenix Rising, so Phoenix does have destiny at their feet. Alston for Jones. That nice back heel. Jones back on it. He's tripped up, and we'll have a set piece from there, right there.
Quick little interchange of passes there from Orange County. Really like what I've seen from Darwin Jones this season. Talented player, quick down the flank. Difficult to defend. Certainly sold the foul well. This is definitely within Aiden Quinn's wheelhouse.
So Daly was whistled on the infraction once again. And Quinn and Eddie Wilson will both be over the ball, left foot, right foot. They'll survey their options. Like you said, this is striking distance for both of these gentlemen. Eddie Velson chips it into the box. Brown comes and punches it out. And that will result with another corner, another big ones corner kick.
I'm talking about big ones. You got two big chaps. I think there's a Hoyfeld here that was the target. The goalkeeper was taking no chances. Brown punching it out. Big Quinn on the corner kick again.
And as we noted from this angle, it will swing away from Brown, and Brown comes up and snatches it out of the air. Looks for transition quickly for Daly. Daly on the run. He sends it forward. Vargas. And Seattle will look to mount an attack. Be interesting if they can strike first in this game. The last time they played, it was in Seattle, and it was Seattle getting the early lead. Orange County had to play from behind, and the best they could do in that match was to get the draw. And that 1 point could come back to haunt them, depending upon how Phoenix does in their last few games, and that goes past the touch line. So Orange County will throw. Austin trying to pick up a lot of real estate, and looks like he's going to have to go back about 10 yards. Ahmed Azapor is the man with the Barbasol this evening with the whistle as well. And Seattle will work down the line. And that will go back to Rawls. Rawls with a little bit of pressure for Hoyfeld. And now Powder. And that is intercepted. That didn't even get to Powder. That got to Christian Duke. Now sent forward. Leading Jones. Flag is down. Jones was centering it to Seaton, and Seaton just couldn't put the slipper on it.
Well, the timing of the run from Jones was special. He gets out wide. That creates the angle for the pass to keep him onside. And the ball was the right ball, played into the back post area. And almost, to me, Seaton tried to do too much with it. Maybe just lay out rather than flick the right leg at the ball. He would have made contact and sent it into the back of the net, but by far the best chance in this early going of the match.
And Jones had options. He didn't have to pass. Looked like he had a good angle. Could have lifted it up and gone for that far post up to the upper 90 and broken this game open. He was unselfish, looked for the pass, and just couldn't connect with Seaton.
Certainly the right idea. You have somebody like Michael Seaton, and he himself has got 12 goals on the season.
You know,
pretty impressive with Orange County. You got Seaton with 12, Quinn with 10, and then of course Andy Volson leading the way with 19.
That's a tremendous amount of firepower up front for any team.
What a supporting cast sprinkling in with 3 foreign goals as well.
And then you had the experience at Chaplow. Jones and Austin overlapping. Centers. That is punched away. Quinn picks up the loose ball. Centers. That's knocked away. Powder will throw it in for Duke. Duke centers. That gets to Jones. Can he control it? He does, but that flies over the net. Had a good look, but he just got under it.
He's able to control everything but the shot from Jones. Great long searching ball, finding Jones. Look at the touch from Jones there. The overlapping run from Alston. Perhaps the pass sent Alston a little too far wide. And that was an important challenge at the far post there by Daly. And then as the ball comes back in, Jones controls the ball again, but unable to put the ball on target.
Jones with 2 good looks in about a minute. You got to figure the way this game goes, he'll have more of those opportunities. And Seattle now working their way into the final third. Now working it towards the 18. Stolen away. Play on. And Daly is down.
sure Daly will agree with the referee that the ball was won fairly. It certainly wasn't won fairly on that occasion.
Burke Gilroy is the answer to the trivia question. Who got the first card of the evening? That one in the 13th minute. And that was pretty obvious as Jones was off to the races.
Little flick there from Seaton. Last ditch effort there from Burke Gilroy on the challenge. Easy call for the official to pull out the yellow card.
You see Quinn having the conversation with Azatpour. This one is a little far for Orange County to go right at the net as you look at John Hutchinson. Quinn will throw it to the mouth of the 18 and look to mount the attack from there in the 14th minute. Left foot high in the air, headed into the middle. Flicked on a little too softly by Seaton. An easy save by Brown.
See Quinn there just trying to find Hoyveld at the back post. And the defender to nod it back across the 6. Seaton couldn't do anything really with the ball. Either the service or the header back across had any power on the ball that Seaton could utilize.
Hines passes into the middle for Mr. Burke Gilroy, and he has to go backwards, and that's a dangerous pass. Looking to go back, and not a lot of pace on it. Brown had to get involved. Austin heads it forward. Chaplow. Now Jones trying to split the defenders, knocked away.
Really enjoy watching Chaplow play the game. So simple, 1 or 2 touches and then pass the ball.
Reminds me a lot of player playing in Cincinnati right now, Richie Ryan. When Richie plays the game, he plays it again very simply. He says, if I touch the ball more than once or twice, I'm not doing my job.
Just there as the linchpin to send the ball on to the teammate. And it's having that tactical knowledge of the game as well, of understanding where you need to be and where the next pass is going to be available for you.
Very much the role of a quarterback, just directing traffic. And Seattle trying to be patient.
James Chambers is another player for Bethlehem Steel that plays in a very similar mode. Just pass there from Crenali.
And then sent forward, and this could be dangerous. And who comes up big? Andre Rawls. Flag was up, so nothing would have happened, but you see the dynamic nature of Andre Rawls. He likes to come off his line. He likes to be in the mix. Take some chances, but they're all very calculated.
He's a wonderful goalkeeper. Shows the range that he has. That flag went up. I was a little surprised. I think it was Diaz that was running through, or it may have been Vargas. But for my money, they came from an onside position. Nonetheless, my opinion does not count. I don't have a flag in my right hand and a yellow shirt on my torso.
You know, if you did, it would be a little interesting to call the game with you.
I'd be too tempted to wave a flag up and down. It'd be a bit distracting for you.
I figured you'd be throwing that flag up on me a few times. Heifeld back to his keeper and then out to Crenali. Alston surveying his options. Didn't like what he saw. Crenali crossing field. Eddie Wilson getting involved with Powder. And now Duke. The Duke goes forward. That's knocked backwards. And you just see, this is where you know you're watching a team that is in full control of their faculties, the way that they're moving this ball forward right now. And that is put into the awaiting hands of Brown. by Eddie Wilson. But it was a beautiful thing to watch the build-up, the number of passes, and then the precision of the passes. They were right on the dime all the way up the pitch.
Orange County also do the job differently each time. You'll have some teams that they just stay within the framework that the coaches give them, and we've got to play the ball on the deck. We have to play it short. We have to play it out the flanks. But Orange County, they'll pick their poison depending on what the opposition are giving them at that point in time. And on that past attack, there were 2 long diagonal balls played out to Powder. He headed the ball back inside, ends up with the ball finding the foot of Eddie Wilson in the penalty area. He goes for the one-time shot, and a nice save by the goalkeeper Brown down to his right.
What it really comes down to is there is football IQ from the keeper all the way to the number 9. And what that gives you is the ability to play what is being presented to you versus trying to play in a system.
Absolutely. And my philosophy as a coach is always that, you know, I give you the paper and the paints to draw the picture, and we have an understanding of, you know, what the picture, what we're trying to paint. But, you know, if you decide to use some orange and blue and instead of some red and black, then that's fine and dandy. But as long as the ball goes in the back of the net, who cares?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up. And, you know, one of our sponsors is Synchronicity, so I'm thinking of a song from the Police, Color by Numbers, 1, 2, 3. There's some teams that have to paint by numbers. There's some teams that can start with blank canvas, and that's Orange County. And you see Chaplow, who is trying to be the maestro with the paintbrush, and that pass was there. It just wasn't run on in time. But that is another example of Orange County just doing the work and getting it done. When we were talking to Brandon Cloutier during the week, and we were talking about Kevin Alston, he was talking about how intelligent of a player he was, and that he was the best fullback in the USL. And he really talked about the fact that he was a blue-collar player. He just brought his lunch pail, and he just came to work. You know, fullbacks don't always get the best credit because they're not the ones that score the goals. They're not on the highlight reels. They're the guys that just do the dirty work. And Alston does it as well as anybody in the league.
And you need players like Alston to be successful. And it's great if you have somebody like Darwin Jones who can just fly up the flank, or Seaton here on the ball, got magic in the feet, but they're nothing unless they get the service from players like Alston.
And that's knocked away. And a stop by Rodrigue. Hey fans, be sure to stop by your favorite local supermarket and pick up some red shell miso dressing, sesame soy dressing, and teriyaki sauce today. It's great on salads, sandwiches, pastas, your favorite meats, and as a dipping sauce. So give it a try. More salad, please. All right, now I'm hungry. If anybody can send some sushi up to the booth, we'll break out some red shell. And here comes Seattle trying to break out and break this game wide open. Gonzalez had to pull up the brakes, send it back. And now Burt Gilroy will play catch with Vargas out for Hines. Burt Gilroy very active in this exchange. He'll bring it up, trying to split the defenders. Has to pull up the brakes around Chaplow. Seattle still advancing until that is a little overrun by Hapio. Jones keeps it in play, has to battle with Gonzalez, and still battling until he's pulled down. And that will be a card. And he's been flirting with that one. Jesse Daly has been flirting, and you see Azapor telling him, hey, that's the third one. And now in the book in the 23rd minute.
Well, as a player, you know you're in trouble when the referee starts pointing out and counting in your face. That's what Mr. Azapor did.
Yeah, I let you do it once. I let you do it twice. Third time's getting you in the book.
As they say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me a third time, you're going in the book.
Yeah, that's basically it.
This is great play between these two players here. Gonzalez and Jones is just strong play, and then the cynical tug of the midriff from Daly to stop the counterattack. I understand why the foul was made by the young man, but up until that point, that was just good work between Jones and Gonzalez, a good battle.
Yeah, Jones showing how strong he was. Quinn will send it back for Canale. All the way back to Rawls. Rawls will now start us forward. Quinn. He sends it over the top. Foot race to the corner. Jones catches up with it. He's taken down from behind, but that was all ball, so Alston will throw it in. Jones centers knocked away. And that will be a corner. Gives me an opportunity to tell you that it is going to be another big ones corner kick.
LA there come out and defended Jones. Sportsmanship as he helped Jones up to his feet, but then had to scramble to get back into the 6-yard box to defend this cross that was coming in from the throw-in.
In-swinger coming up, served up by Aiden Quinn. AR is going to say, nope, you got to bring the ball back an inch.
Part of it has to touch a white line.
And that's going to dip just inside the 6. And it will belong to Brown. A little surprised the servings from the right side of the pitch have been lower than he's served them up from the far side.
Well, you have a little bit more opportunity there to whip the ball in because it's an in-swinger. If you're putting that pace on an out-swinging ball, then you might lose control of it and end up with a counterattack opportunity because you put it behind your runners.
Strong leg by Brown. Orange County comes up with it, but just momentarily, as Malone will track it down, and now Daly. Daly chips forward. Foot race, and Rawls comes and clears all the damage.
Clean catch in the stands on the far sideline.
It's a shame that fans can't hang on to the ball, take it home as a souvenir. And now we'll have to clear and just end up with one ball, and Ulysses will throw it in.
They get free shipping if they spend $50 or more with Select online.
Well, there you go. But you know, you don't get 50. You don't get the free shipping if you want to take it home with you.
Well,
that's the issue.
You have it shipped to your home. Yeah.
What do you run it down to the gift shop and say, can you wrap this one up for me? And here's my UPS number. Canale for Austin.
You have a UPS number?
I use Mr. Underhill's American Express card. Want the number? All right, I got my obligatory Fletch reference in. Canale. Heufeld. In Orange County, they can just take their time. They haven't broken through yet, but they have had some really outstanding looks as Quinn covers a lot of real estate. Over for Alston. Alston sending it forward. Seaton. And Brown will pick it up as the flag went up. And there is Richard Chaplow, the captain, playing in his 400th game. And that's quite a momentous occasion in Orange County, paying the honors tonight.
It's a wonderful achievement. A long career that started as an 18-year-old. At the age of 32, 400 appearances.
And he's got a really great hairstyle.
Certainly does. I mean, you'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. We go to the same barber.
It's the the end of the season, he'll be hanging up the boots, but I'm sure he'll be involved with Orange County somehow, some way. He's been a real good servant to the game and to the club since he came in 2016.
And here's an opportunity for Orange County until the takedown. And that is going to be a set piece from striking distance. We'll see a look at the play as it built up. And the takedown by Hines.
Andy Voltson's furious. Feels like a card should have been forthcoming.
And on the breakaway, he certainly has a case to be made. No card, but we do get the Barbasol. Mr. Azapour with the very small line for the wall as Diaz is having a conversation with his manager. Two-man wall. And Mr. Chaplow will hang out just underneath the line. Headed away momentarily. Tracked down by Jones. And that will go to Brown, and Brown will kick this one away as we enter the 30th minute of action. Scoreless here in Irvine. Bruce Silverman, Matt Stubbington. Glad that you're with us here on this October evening.
Well defended on the free kick there by Burt Gilroy with the defending header, and then following out, able to defend Jones with the double team, get the ball over the byline and win the goal kick for his team. Orange County doing a good job of getting down both flanks and stopping from the Seattle Sounders too from getting down their own flanks offensively. Able to see as he takes a throw, and normally you'd see him flying up and down that right wing. Powder has done a pretty good job of curtailing any of those efforts. And Duke is a large part of that as well, although we haven't mentioned Christian Duke hardly at all tonight. Playing on that far sideline.
So we'll get everything settled out as the Barbasol is laid down again. Set piece opportunity for Seattle. And there's Mr. Duke.
There's the captain's armband when Chaplow's not on the pitch.
Well deserved there as Vargas starts us up. Seattle really hasn't challenged all that much, and you see they go all the way back after that set piece opportunity.
That's frustrating for me because, as you say, they haven't challenged at all, and they didn't put the ball in the mixer. Granted, when you've got Hoyvelt and Granali there in the middle of the defense for the home team, it's going to be tough aerially to get the ball, but put it in the mix. Something good might happen when you win the second ball. And certainly when you play the ball all the way back to your own halfway line, you're not challenging Orange County defensively at all. They can just push on out, put the press on, and try and win the ball further up the pitch. Although on that occasion, Seton had a foul and gave them another opportunity on a set piece that went begging.
Well, and when you don't get that many chances, put it on frame, put it into the mix, like you said. Stranger things have happened. Balls bounce in funny ways. And when the opportunities aren't coming for you, or when you're not making your own opportunities, take the ones that are presented to you.
Exactly, and if you get the delivery on the service correct, then the defenders won't be able to get to the ball. The goalkeeper can't come and claim it, and then you're just giving the opportunity for you guys in green to run on and cause some havoc. And certainly from the angle that that ball was placed for the free kick, I've seen plenty with the right delivery just go straight into the goal because nobody can make a play on it offensively or defensively, and the goalkeeper's just left fumbling around.
I don't know that I've ever seen an offensive goal scored when the shot wasn't taken.
No, I haven't.
Kind of makes the game simple. You shoot, you have an opportunity to score. And look, at that stat. 9 shots in 30 minutes and none for Seattle. Ball pinballing around before Seattle slows it up and taking a little bit of time to play it forward. And that's one of the things I'm noticing through the first 30+ minutes. Seattle not really playing with a sense of urgency. They're just taking whatever comes their way. They're not exerting themselves. They're not trying to dictate any pace. They're basically letting Orange County do all the work. And if they have an opportunity to pick up a ball and move it from right to left, then they're doing that. Otherwise, they're just sitting back and defending.
In large part, Orange County are able to just dictate what they want to do because they're a team that is so good at passing the ball. And the last time that these two teams met, Orange County, had a lot of the possession. 64% of the possession in the last matchup, 80% passing accuracy. That tells you all you need to know, the difference between the two teams. And essentially we're seeing the same thing tonight. Seattle need to press further up the pitch if they want to find a way to get a result. And at this point in the season, you're playing for pride. And as you mentioned in the opening, some of these players might be playing for contracts next year. Put your best foot forwards, play further up the pitch, put the press on a little bit, see what you can do. Maybe you can knock off the current leaders of the Western Conference and cause some havoc in the league.
Jones stolen away by Hines. And Hines trying to dribble out of trouble. Sending it forward and then back. And that wasn't what they wanted to do. Chaplow chipping it into the box, foot race. And Brown gets there. He got some help from the back line.
Hines and Burke Gilroy did really well defensively there. Hines dribbling in out to the wing and then finding Burke Gilroy, who was checking back. And the pass out of the back line, once it was released by Burke Gilroy, was not a good one from his teammate.
Seattle needs to go back and remember what they did the last time these two teams met. Because that time, Seattle scores first. And that's why you take it at your opponent. That's why you take your chances. Because as good as Orange County is, they still finished in a 1-1 draw.
Absolutely. And since that game, other than the matchup against Fresno, where Orange County won 1-0, they've conceded goals of late. They've dominated some teams. I mean, you go back to the last time that Orange County played against Las Vegas. The score was 5-3, and it was a really wild game. If Seattle, they can get into that type of foot race, then they'll be in with a shout. But if they just sit back as they're doing and accept the fact that Orange County can dictate what happens in this match, they'll probably be on the wrong end of a low-scoring affair.
You know, I asked Orange County manager, was this kind of like a playoff game for him? And he said, absolutely, because we're in the playoffs, yes, but we've got something to play for. We want to be the #1 seed. We want to win the West. We want to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And in doing so, they need points because they do not control their own destiny. And we've got some tempers flaring a little bit as Eddie Wilson is having a conversation with the referee. Referee has to calm him down. Points are what matters right now for Orange County. Draws are not going to help them because right behind them, 1 point behind, is Rising, and Rising has the game in hand. And we'll take a look at the foul and find out what Eddie Wilson is so upset about. And I can see what he was talking about because the stomp on his foot.
LA just missed with that stomp. The foul was called because Eddie Wilson put his arms around Burke Gilroy and tugged the midfielder to the turf. And then LA, there's no need for that sort of challenge at all. You can hurt somebody like that. It's just very cynical, and he's lucky that he didn't get something, the attention of the official a little bit more vehemently.
Sent forward, Seton uses his head, trying to find the right foot, but it was stolen away. I think the boys in green wanted a flag to go up. Alston to throw it in.
Seemed the ball checked up on Seton, didn't get out in front of him so he could run onto the ball. Well, he did a good job of getting back defensively and causing some problems for Michael Seton in his attempt to go goalward.
No, you're absolutely right. That ball did take a bounce that he wasn't anticipating. And then once he was able to corral it around, he was trying to get it to his right foot. By the time he did, it was knocked away. But the balls over the top have been so effective for Orange County this evening. Quinn for Alston. They just settled in playing catch, and that ball gets a little too far away. Gives me an opportunity to tell you your Orange County Soccer Club is going to the USL Cup playoffs. Join us right here at Championship Soccer Stadium on Saturday, October 20th for the first round. You won't want to miss this first ever postseason soccer action in what has already been a historic regular season, including breaking franchise records for wins and points. Get your tickets online or call 949-647-GOAL. Chaplow over for Quinn. And here comes that Orange County attack. Flag is up. Led Jones a little too much that time.
Easy call for the official on his near sideline. He's just not holding his run as he did earlier in the first half as he pulled out towards this near sideline, creating the angle to receive the pass. On this occasion, he wasn't able to do that.
Jones has been a workhorse all evening long, and you talk about that pass was leading him, and there was enough real estate in front of him that he could have held his run a little bit, stayed on side, and made another run towards Brown. Chipping ahead and all the way back to Rawls. And Orange County will settle things up and build from the back. And we're in the 41st minute, scoreless, despite the fact that Orange County has taken all the shots on the evening. But Seattle looking to change that. That's knocked away. And Orange County dodges a bullet as Seattle unable to get a shot off on that exchange.
Yes, too, they're defending fairly high up the pitch, which is allowing Orange County to play the long ball forwards on occasion. Try and get Annie Voltson and Seton in over the top. But they're not putting enough pressure on these services, so that long ball can just be picked out. As Powder tries to get forward on the left flank, and if you're going to play the high line, you've got to also put pressure further up the pitch, and there's just a disconnect there from Seattle and what they're trying to achieve. They need to stay connected as a unit.
Well, they're given a lot of space for those passes to come through. That one's knocked away, but the build-up, Orange County can do basically anything they want, as Rawls came about 23 yards out to kick that one away. Jones keeps it in play, then Quinn. Alston and Alston will go backwards, and Orange County will reset.
I think part of it, Gonzalez, Hopio, Vegas, Daly, and Bert Gilroy are doing a decent job of taking away the middle third.
Jones into the middle. That's corralled and knocked away. But it's just way too easy for Orange County to go from left to right. And there's another example of the space that they have to get into the final third. Forward, and a little too heavy for Quinn. And Brown will send everybody forward.
think Diaz needs to work harder up top for S2 to try and help his midfielders out a little bit, try and get to the strong side of the pitch, put some pressure on. And right now, he's just essentially jogging after the fact. And just the defensive set is not there for Seattle. You see Vargas trying to get Diaz to go further up the pitch and take away some of the passing options, force the ball down one side of the field, make it easier for those players behind him. He's not doing that, and consequently a lot of those long switching balls are available to Orange County.
The one thing that Seattle really has going for them right now, despite everything that Orange County has been able to do, they have not been able to score. And this game is scoreless with just over a minute left in the first half. And we've had virtually no stoppage at all, so I can't imagine we would have more than a minute, if we even have a minute, of added time.
Yeah, I can't think of any significant stoppages at all.
Other than a couple of cards.
Probably, as you say, maybe a minute at most. At the moment, Orange County have got over 100 passes more in the first 45 minutes completed than the visitors.
And Jones earns another corner here in the 45th minute, so Quinn will jog over and take this one.
This is their 5th corner kick.
Yeah, and big one's corner kick. As the in-swinger coming up. And this one driven again, and that's just going to give us a corner on the other side. And big one's the sequel. Big one's corner kick. And Quinn covering a lot of real estate going side to side. He's done it a couple of times.
This was almost turned into his own net by Daly. He's not the best defensive header in the world. Breathing a sigh of relief that it went past the upright.
That one he puts high, and that one is low, and the flag goes up. And that opportunity is gone.
Push off from Seaton there, creating some space inside the box illegally. And Brown will take his sweet time to get this one back in play.
He would love to go into. So we've got 1 minute of added time for your viewing pleasure. Stoppage time presented by Synchronicity. All night long, I'm going to be thinking about the police and Synchronicity. But Seattle would love to go into the dressing room with a tie. Quinn sending it forward for Jones. We've seen this movie before. And that's knocked away. Misplayed by Seattle, but then misplayed by Chaplow. And Chaplow right back on it. Alston for Jones. One last push for Orange County. And a push from Seattle. Alston comes up to pick it up. Knocked away by Daly. That's going to do it for the first 45 plus 1. So, Matt, we get 46 minutes of action, no score, dominated by Orange County. Who's happy, who's not going into the locker room?
Well, I think Seattle Sounders too will be happy with the scoreline, and really this is what they've been playing for within the first 45 minutes. Orange County will be satisfied with their performance, but frustrated that they haven't had more clear-cut opportunities and certainly have not reached Brown's goal at this point. And in matches like this, the longer you keep the teams like S2 around, the more confidence that they get and the harder it is for you to get on the score sheet.
Well, it's certainly not hard for you to stay with us and watch the halftime festivities. So here's what you're going to do. Sit back, relax, take a break. When we come back, we'll recap the first half and a whole lot more. Orange County 0, Seattle 0. We'll be right back.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you.
Welcome back to Championship Soccer Stadium. Halftime is brought to you by Subaru Orange Coast, 0-0 after 45+1. This 2018 season, Orange County Soccer Club has already achieved the most wins and points in franchise history. Currently, the club holds sole possession of first place in the USL Western Conference, and Orange County SC has clinched a first-round USL Cup playoff game at home. Be a part of this special season. Look for playoff ticket information at orangecountysoccer.com/2018 playoffs.
From Southern California, at Costamodo, shooting, scoring! Oh, it's a world-class goal for Orange County. He'll strike towards goal, and it's gone in! And Orange County has struck again. Counter! He scores! And brings back Orange County. He'll swing an edge of the 600, and the header comes in! He scores! Sedmer's a chance to put Orange County in front, and he does!
What a season it has been so far for Orange County. That's 2018. 2019 is going to have a different look and a different structure in the USL. Halftime is brought to you by Subaru Orange Coast. 0-0 after 45 plus 1. And Matt, we just saw the video about the rebrand and the restructure in USL, and the championship is what these two teams, Orange County and Seattle, now playing.
And it's really exciting for the USL and the new structure. It's more in line with what you see around the world, and really just bringing the game of soccer in this country into line with what is seen around the world. And I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the game in this country just to keep building on the success that it has been with the MLS, with the USL, and just the way that the game is growing year on year with the quality of player that is available now, both in the men's and the women's game. And it just keeps going leaps and bounds, and you see so many fans coming out to see these great teams play in the USL, and you see visiting fans as well, which is something that I never thought I would see. And it's wonderful to see the growth of the game, and I'm really excited to be able to be part of that picture in a small way.
So record-setting attendance around the USL, and you see over 2.5 million fans have taken in games so far this season.
It's incredible. I mean, yeah, there's a lot more teams in the league. The growth keeps going, but that's a lot of people going through the turnstiles each and every week and celebrating and being part of these, watching these players play. And I saw a thing from a Fresno player saying, you know, thank you to the fans, because if it wasn't for the fans coming out to watch us, we wouldn't have a job. And the fans certainly make everything tick in the USL, and it's great to see them come out.
All right, so time for us to jump out and take a break. Gives you one more opportunity to get a beverage and something to eat, and if you got some sushi, bring it up to the booth for us. 0-0 at the half, but when we come back, we're going to bring you 45 more minutes of action. Anything can happen for both of these teams. Orange County looking for 3 points to try to stay top of the table. We'll be right back.
From Southern California, at Costamaldo, shooting, scoring! Oh, it's a world-class goal for Orange County. He'll strike towards goal, and it's gone in! And Orange County has struck again. Counter! He scores! And brings back Orange County. He's swinging edge of the 6-yard area. The header comes in! He scores! Sedgwick's a chance to put Orange County in front, and he does!
What makes my famous brisket, chicken marinade, and punch so good? A lemon-lime secret ingredient I'm never going to tell. 7-Up. Who's hungry? Do more with 7-Up.
Welcome back to championship. 0-0 after 45 plus 1. I'm Bruce Silver along with Matt Stubbington. And Matt, a lot of action in that first half. No scoring, despite the fact that Orange County kept taking their rips.
It certainly did. It was all Orange County for the predominant part of that first half. A lot of possession in their attacking half. A lot of set pieces. Aiden Quinn with the delivery. Seaton off of the crossbar. He'll be disappointed. He didn't put this one in the back of the net. The goalkeeper, Brown, was beaten.
Yeah, that was the closest they came, and it was early on. The opportunities were still there, and you see one of the big cogs was Jones.
He's had a lot of space down the right flank. This was a delicious ball served in. Chaplow finding Jones, had pulled out wide to stay onside. Jones looks up, measures the ball across. It was difficult for Seaton. Maybe if he'd have just laid out a little bit more instead of trying to flick the right foot, he would have made contact. but that was a good-looking attack, a good team attack from the home team. And Jones is there again. At that time, he's leaning backwards and putting it over the crossbar at the near post.
Had his opportunity, took it, just couldn't keep it down enough. And it gives us an opportunity to take a look at the stats from the first half, and you see those 9 shots, and then finally late in the first half, Seattle puts one on frame. Possession, this is what we would expect, 65-35, as Orange County really dictated the pace. Offside, 2 each, 2 of the cards going to those central midfielders for S2. So when we take a look at what both of these clubs need to do in the second half, what is the conversation in the locker room? What is John Hutchinson saying to his young club?
If you look at further into the statistics, and total passes for the home team is 273 as opposed to 153, and they've had almost an 85% accuracy rate. For me, Seattle aren't putting enough pressure on the ball. They need to get further up the pitch. Diaz needs to try and find a way to disrupt what is going on, those long diagonal balls that Orange County have been able to play. And I think that's what John Hutchinson is going to ask of his team is, sure, keep a high line, but we have to defend higher as well. We can't just play cover defense in the midfield with Burke Gilroy, Daly, Gonzalez, Hopayo, and Vargas. If you're doing that, then you're not getting up the pitch in support of each other, and then you just drop off too far. And for Orange County, I think you just need to make sure that you keep on keeping on, but you have to be more efficient in front of net.
Take a look at what's going on in the USL. Who are the double-double guys, goals and assists? You look at it, Ledesma, 16 and 15. Quinn and Eddie Volson. And Eddie Volson, if he gets an assist tonight, he's a double-double guy. Asante, and man, just the offensive output that we're seeing from some of the best teams in the league.
It's fantastic, and some of the goals that these guys have scored as well. Ledesma just got voted the goal of the week last week for a wonderful left-footed effort into the far post upper left-hand corner of the goal. And Ilya Ilic certainly had a good goal last night in action for Louisville City to get them into second place in the Eastern Conference. And everybody for Orange County will be hoping that Solomon Asante does not get on the score sheet tonight, as Phoenix Rising are in action as we speak.
I've seen Ledesma play for the last number of years, and he is just a dynamic, just spectacular player with nothing but upside. And now we've switched sides. Seattle will start us up. They'll be going from left to right on your screen, wearing those very familiar green kits, and the boys in black will be going from from the right to the left. And Diaz is going to start us up, and this might be the most touches that Diaz has had so far on the evening.
Certainly we have not been able to speak of him as far as getting into the attack, as he juggles the ball at the center spot, making the most of those touches.
But if Seattle wants to really exert themselves into this game, they're going to have to run the ball through Diaz. He's going to have to get a lot more involved in the offense and be the first line of attack on defense as well.
A little disappointed as well for Hines and Ulysses have not got forward from their outside back positions more for the visitors. Seattle, it's such a weird team because they have the horses, they just haven't found the way to run them. And it can be very frustrating for fans to watch them play the game because they can't have those moments of magic.
Yeah, that's a dangerous play by Powder. Lucky for him, he didn't fall on the Seattle player. And that ball is cleared out momentarily, sent back into the box, and that shot is wide. And early on, Vargas having the first opportunity. And so we start back up, and there's another opportunity for Seattle to really exert themselves, and they go backwards.
In large part because of the large guys in the middle, Hoyveld and Krunali. As to a little gun shy of putting it in the mix. It was a really bright start to the second 45 minutes for the visitors. Good spinning effort from Vargas. Thought maybe he could have taken a touch and then shot it with his left leg, but took the snap effort with the right. Deflected just past Andre Rawls' goal.
Quinn settles it down, feels some pressure, goes backward. Eddie Voltson feels pressure as well, and you start to see Seattle, at least early on, putting some bodies on the man with the ball.
And you've got to do that. It'll be interesting to see if the S2 can keep the pressure up. And Eddie Voltson, as he gets more frustrated, he drops deeper into the midfield to try and get some service. So if Seattle are doing their job, we'll see Eddie Voltson getting further and further into his own half. And it's something that Cloutier will not want to see. He wants his star player up top alongside Seaton, playing in partnership.
Daly knocked away by Eddie Voltson. And this time it will stay with the home squad. So 35th minute, rising 0-0. They are looking to rise on the Western Conference table. First time on this side of the pitch, and that is short-lived for Orange County, as here comes Seattle again. Down the line and out of play. And that's something that Seattle can't afford to do. They come out of the box. They've been impressive in the first 3 minutes here in the second half. And then they just make that unforced error that just really isn't necessary.
And you've got to make sure that you connect with the passes, have some sustained pressure. It's so much easier to play offense, feel energized playing offense. You get tired playing defense.
Doesn't matter what sport it is. When you're on your heels, it takes a lot of effort. Quinn, left foot, down the line, looking for Jones. Jones to the baseline, knocked away. Seattle doing a good job of keeping it in play. Jones will battle for it. That was actually Seaton, and Seaton overruns it.
That was really good defensive work there from Malone. And then Hines to clear the pressure momentarily.
Chaplow lobbing it forward. Seaton high in the air, and that's headed away. And Quinn comes up with the loose ball. Jones centers. That one stayed on the ground, and that was an easy one to step in front of for Seattle. Daly sends it forward. Knocked back, and Alston will pick it up down the line, and too much for Jones, and that clears the touch line.
Just defensively from both teams, you see Orange County, they're willing to compete for the ball further up the pitch, put pressure on, make life difficult for S2 to get the ball further forwards up the field.
Daly getting back into the mix. He picked up a yellow card in the 23rd minute. Third whistled infraction that he had on the evening, and the third time was the charm. At least the way Mr. Azadpour looked at the match. Jones playing some defense, forcing Seattle to go backwards. And they will go all the way back. Brown knocking it out of play.
And look at the way that Eddie Voltson and Seaton there approached the ball as it went back towards Brown, the goalkeeper, taking away the ball back out to that left flank, forcing the issue to this near sideline. That makes it so much easier for the rest of Orange County to defend, making the field narrow, using the sideline as an extra defender. And in the end, Brown just kicks it out of bounds and gives up possession cheaply. It's something that S2 have not done tonight, but the home team keep doing it consistently, making life difficult.
So Denso, Ulysses down the line. Seaton, no, that was actually Powder that was there to pick it up. Powder took a knock to the back. He'll rub it out.
He's trying to point out that it's a 6, not a 9 on his back.
I got you, Noah. I got you.
Need that little line underneath.
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I'm on my backup pair of glasses this evening. The non-progressives.
Here's me making fun. I'm wearing glasses too.
Hey, you know what? We get another look at the foul, the takedown from behind. You see Hines getting Alston.
It's high in the challenge there, up in the back of Alston. There's not many soccer players that will feel that pressure between the shoulder blades that won't go down to the turf easily.
Jones was trying to pick it up. Now Vargas sent forward, cleared out by Powder. See, I got it right that time. Seattle trying to mount an attack. They came out of the locker room looking strong, and those long distance passes are the easier ones to get intercepted. But Seattle feeling the pressure. Chaplow with the swing of the legs from behind. He gets whistled.
The left fullback for Seattle is a little hobbled at the moment. Hines has had both hands on his knees a little bit.
Trying to lead Seaton. But Ellie stepping in front. Now Daly. Burt Gilroy. A good mounted attack for Seattle into the final third. Trying to dance out of trouble, able to do it, centering, but that is not the best effort. And it's cleared out by Cornally.
Looked like Hines was moving okay on that attack. Just needed that moment of rest.
Switching sides, you looking for Denso, who can't stay on his feet. And the Duke stepped in front. Hey fans, be sure to stop by your local supermarket and pick up some red shell miso dressing, sesame soy dressing, and teriyaki sauce today. It's great on salads, sandwiches, pasta, your favorite meats, and as a dipping sauce. So give it a try. More salad, please. I'm telling you, I'm hungry. Good stuff. Here comes Jones. Centers. Loose ball, the Duke trying to get to it. And the flag will belong to Mr. Brown. You see Jones, who's just really been the man driving the offense tonight off that right side. Duke tries to step in front, but Brown will kick this one away. But we do have an injured player down for Seattle, and looks like a cramp as he's trying to stretch out. That is Hines. We were talking about how he was slowed up a little bit earlier, and might very well have been the cramps starting to settle in, and he'll be attended to. And this is the first significant stoppage of play that we've had through the first 56 minutes.
It's been a good flowing game. Not really end-to-end stuff, but certainly there have been some good moments.
First sub of the evening is Mr. Usman will come in for Mr. Hines. So we're awaiting that substitution.
I'm excited to see Usman come back on the pitch. He's a really talented player, very athletic, gets up and down the flank.
This substitution is brought to you by Shire. And for John Hutchinson, he has to use his first of 3 substitutes on a defender. That's usually not the way that you draw it up.
As a coach, you prefer to use your substitutions for tactical reasons, not for injuries. Unfortunately, Hines looks to be in a little bit of discomfort and not able to continue in the action tonight. He's certainly been under a lot of pressure from Darwin Jones on that right side.
So Powder looking to decide which way he wants to go. He'll go backward.
Deciding which way he wants to go, he needs to assert himself a little bit more.
And there wasn't a lot of oomph on that pass, and Diaz was giving chase. Going over the top, Orange County able to control, despite the fact that Seattle was forcing them backwards.
Powder's one of those players that can really take the team on his shoulders. He did against OKC.
Flicked on by Powder. Foot race to the corner and just can't get there to keep it in play. Was Duke. We get to take another look, and Jones, that right side, flicking forward.
Chaplow there with the flicked header, wasn't able to turn it on frame. Darwin Jones continues his good work. There's Hines with the long walk around, going back to his bench. He's very frustrated with life right now.
And here's Vargas sending it forward for Diaz. Can he get there before Rawls? No, he cannot.
Change of direction there from the goalkeeper. He was backing up to his goal line and read the pass was far enough in front of the attacker that the goalkeeper was able to claim the ball cleanly.
So things for us to look at is how can Usman answer Jones, who's had his way throughout the evening, and then on the other side of it, can Powder drive the offense from the left side just to keep Seattle honest?
Definitely want to get some balance on the offense, spread Seattle out a little bit more. Able to do that, that will create some more space for Annie Voltson and Seaton through the middle.
Here comes Seattle again. Working the left side. Diaz slows it up. Feeling the pressure and then having to work backwards. Just that little pressure that they're feeling from Orange County is what results in that turnover.
Good defensive presence there from Duke. And Duke is more of a central play. He's been out on this left flank for most of the game. He's starting to drift in a little bit more centrally. That may open up some space for Powder to run into.
Vargas has some running room. Pulls up the brakes. Picks up Duke as a defender and has to switch sides. Looks like the shot from distance. Back of the net. And just like that in the 60th minute, Seattle has struck. How about that? Gonzalez from downtown.
This is a wonderful strike. You see Gonzalez just looking up, wondering where the pressure was coming from. Cronali backs off and then decides to go and make the challenge, but at that point it's too late. This is a wonderful dipping effort. Look at the curl on that ball.
He had all kinds of room. Saw that he kept pulling back. The wild thing about this goal is he saw the opportunity. Then he probably thought to himself, why do I have this opportunity? And then finally said, I've got it. I'm going to take it. Ripped it. Upper 90. Outstanding right foot effort. And despite the fact that they haven't put a shot on frame all night long. Through 60 minutes, they're up 1-0.
And that's the beauty of the game of soccer.
Absolutely. That is why they call it the beautiful game.
Orange County fans aren't calling it that
No,
right
no,
now.
that's neither is Brandon Cloutier, because this is exactly the way the game in Seattle went. They didn't take advantage of opportunities early on. Goal was scored on them, and they had to play from behind just to get the point. And a defensive breakdown right there almost resulted in an opportunity to knot this one and one apiece. But it does give me an opportunity to tell you, the big one's corner kick
is back.
Is back.
But that was Powder coming from the left back position, just trying to get into the attacking third for really the first time tonight, creating the opportunity.
In swinger, and that is in the back of the net. Cronale put his head on it, and we're tied at 1 apiece. Just like that, they strike back, and the fans love it here at Championship. And this one put in the air and just flicked on, met early in the 6, and then right to the awaiting head of Cronale, and 1-1 is our score.
Seattle are claiming either a handball. I thought it might have been a handball or an offside. Certainly, I think it was a handball that was indicated on Chaplow, but for my money, the ball was already in the back of the net.
And an opportunity there. One of the things that strikes me is that Seton needs to get more involved, and here's an opportunity there. The pass into the middle knocked away. Another corner kick coming up. Ellie was able to clear it off that back line. Seton needs to get more involved in the run of play. He's been very quiet tonight, and not because he's been feeling pressure.
Definitely needs to be more involved, as you say. Chaplow credited with the goal.
So Chaplow,
Cronale will be happy about it, but hey, it's his 400th appearance.
And that one, almost a brace. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to take a look at that goal again.
It certainly does deflect off of Chaplow as he's on the goal line, but I think that's what the Seattle players were complaining about, is they thought it came off of his arm, and it actually doesn't. You can see he lifts his arm up and it hits off his hip or his belly button and goes into the back of the net. So Mr. Chaplow, with all of his experience, is Johnny on the spot and finds a way to put the ball on the back of the net. Doesn't have to be pretty, but boy, was it effective.
Hey, if you're playing in your 400th professional game, you might as well have a goal.
Exactly.
You're getting a frame. You're getting a frame picture for your office. Might as well be able to say, "Hey, I scored in that game as well." 1-1, 65th minute. Scoring opened up in the 60th. Gonzalez from long distance, and then Chaplow on the deflection.
And credit Cronale as well, getting in the mix on that corner kick. You could argue that Cronale allowed the opportunity for Gonzalez to take the shot that went into the back of the net for the visitors. And Cronale stepping up offensively and getting the job done, heading the ball into the direction of Chaplow.
Another corner opportunity, and well, all right, Powder just caused a foul, so we got a set piece opportunity. It gives me an opportunity to expand the point, which was the corner opportunity that Seattle had. They went long distance backwards. They haven't put one on frame yet. Another opportunity on a set piece, and they still aren't taking their chances. You know, on the angle that they had right there after what Gonzalez just did, they should have sent him over the corner and said, just shoot it at Rawls.
Exactly. That is exactly what they should have done. Started on the corner of the 6 and bend it into the far post. And I discussed it in the first half, and for me it's disappointing that Seattle keep doing what they're doing. And I understand the fact that you're worried that you're not going to get anybody on the end of the ball because you've got the big lads in there, but try and win the second ball. That's what led to the Orange County goal. It wasn't a clear header on the first one. But because Granali was there to win the second and Chaplow got the third phase of the ball, it's in the back of the net and the game is tied.
Well, certainly made the point earlier, you can't score if you don't shoot. And Gonzalez took his opportunity and put it in the back of the net, an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous goal. And they're just not taking advantage of the set piece opportunities that they have. One of the stats that I would love to start, and I think I might call Opta about this, rebounds. What happens with rebound opportunities? Yeah, you're absolutely right. You made a great point. Put the ball on frame, ball might be knocked away, and then you play the rebound. So yeah, maybe you don't get the best of the first service because you're talking about these big bodies of Hoyfeld and Cronali, but they can't catch the ball. Only Rawls can catch the ball. So if it gets knocked away, it gets to the feet of somebody wearing a green kit, and they find the back of the net, and suddenly this game is wide open again. Don't understand how they're going backwards. Maybe they'll change that a little bit in the last 25 minutes of the match. But right now we've got a game 1-1 after two very improbable goals.
Oh, as a coach, what do you teach young players on goal-scoring opportunities? The shot comes in, frame the goal. Somebody get to the near post, somebody get to far post, somebody get to the slot. Because you want them to be aware as a coach that, hey, a rebound might happen. And if you do your job as a player and challenge the goalkeeper, then you're making the opportunity for you to get the service in.
This substitution brought to you by Shire, and that is an evening for number 10 in his 400th game as a professional. Chaplow is checking out, and Giovanni Ramos Godoy has checked in the 68th minute for the goal scorer. And he gets his first touches of the evening, hands it off to Duke, then Quinn.
Godoy might slot over to this left wing now, allow Duke to step into the middle of the pitch alongside Duke. Maybe a little bit more balance to the offense for Orange County now.
Name we haven't mentioned in a while is Eddie Velson, who's been relatively quiet, especially the start of this second half. Second leading scorer in the USL. Ulysses. And he's pulled from behind, and that will stop play. And we've got another substitution to tell you about. This one brought to you by Shire. And Hashimoto is checking in. And Jones checking out. So the spark plug of the evening, we'll call it a night. And Hashimoto in the 70th minute.
I like Hashimoto as a player. Jones going over to Braden Gutierrez going, why did you take me out? That is a question that I have as well, because Jones has been a real bright spot down that right flank.
And that is ushered over for Rawls. So the head scratcher in the 70th minute. Braden Gauthier knows something that we don't, which I'm sure is the case.
And there's a reason why he's down on the sideline and we're in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love interviewing him, talking to him about the game of soccer, about his team. There's no coach speak in him at all. Actually, he did have one coach speak on Friday when we were speaking, and he was talking about taking it one game at a time, and then apologized for it. He said, you know, I'm going to apologize for what I just said, because the second it came out of his mouth, he realized, hey, you know, I just gave you the standard line, and it was great. We had a laugh about it, but you know, he talked about how this game is a very important game for them. Yes, we're in the playoffs, but we like being top of the table. We want to finish #1 in the West. We want that championship. We want the ability to play at home throughout the playoffs. So we're going to take it to Seattle. Also, wow, dangerous play right there. Brown was able to get to it, but wasn't able to corral it in. And we'll get to take another look at this as you see the run on by Godoy.
Well, Willisey heading it back to his goalkeeper. This was brave and fantastic goalkeeping from Brown. Getting out quickly, taking it off of the foot of Godoy. Take a risk as a keeper with that bouncing ball. Brown on that occasion made no mistake and was able to not handle the ball outside of the box.
So back to the thoughts of the manager going into this match. He looked at it as an opportunity to get the 3 points, which is the ultimate outcome that they wanted, but also looked at Seattle about how dangerous they were because they were young, because they had speed, and because they played with reckless abandon. And it's very difficult to defend against a team that can be very unpredictable simply because they're not exactly sure how much predictability they can have. So that transition, that turnover that so quickly a young athletic team can take advantage of, just like this. Centered in, but nobody home as Diaz was too far away from that ball coming in, but Seattle's still on it. Hapio, and that is whistled. We're done. But Seattle probably with the best build-up they've had on the evening, Matt.
That was the most positive play, certainly from Hapio, who's a wonderful player. Been very quiet tonight. Gets his head down, dribbles into the attacking third. A little give and go over the top.
Trying to get that foot on it and try to sweep it home with that left boot. And another opportunity for Seattle. Number's going to have to come back for Orange County, but the opportunity is whistled. But there was a situation where Orange County found themselves flat-footed and out of position, and Seattle did a good job of trying to take advantage of it.
And the energy of the youth of S2 trying to go forwards. It's all part about managing the transition.
A little tug on the jersey. Eddie Velson has to go out. Seaton wanted the whistle right around the 18. Flicking forward. Hashimoto put his head on it, but it goes right through the 18. And that will be ushered out by Powder. And I really thought Seaton had a great opportunity to get into the 18 and take his chances. Tug on the jersey and no whistle whatsoever.
I'm amazed that Seaton passed that opportunity off. He'd done the hard work, got into the penalty box, and just tries to get the ball over to Annie Volson, and Annie Volson wasn't anywhere near the goal.
Also think that he was looking for the whistle when he was getting tugged on. So here's the build-up once again. Seaton, and you see he's held up once, and he's really held up there by Malone, and he gave up the ball. Eddie Velson sends it out. Then Quinn sends it back. Flicking it forward. Hashimoto put his head on it, but it didn't find it. Big one's corner, and right into the hands of the big man right there, Mr. Brown.
You saw Seaton, he controls the ball beautifully, gets into the penalty box, stays on his feet even under the physical pressure. And then I thought he saw that Malone was coming in from his right. All he needed to do was just corral the ball with the inside of the right foot. He would have been in on frame. Maybe coming back from the injury, he's a little bit rusty.
Your Orange County Soccer Club is going to the USL Club Cup playoffs. Join us right here at Championship Soccer Stadium on Saturday, October 20th for the first round. You won't want to miss the first ever postseason soccer action in what has already been a historic regular season, including breaking franchise records for wins and points. Get your tickets online or call 949-647-GOAL. Brown kicks this one away. Powder has to be very careful. He's climbing the ladder, and he's looking like he's bringing on the foul. No whistle yet from Azatpour. But 2 different occasions he's climbed that ladder and come very close to drawing a whistle. Seattle trying to fight their way forward. Orange County just using the experience on the youth and muscling the ball away. Powder battling with Vargas. And here's a loose ball. Vargas 2-on-2. Vargas gave it up. It was knocked away. Vargas passing out wide. Hapio. Hapio took his shot. Left foot goes wide right. Right foot goes wide right. Estrada coming out.
You want another shot at any of that? I know Hapio wants another shot at it.
I'm blaming it on the glasses without the progressives. David Estrada is going to check into this match.
It will be Hapio's last action tonight.
The substitution brought to you by Shire. And a man who just shot the ball with his right foot, his left foot, his right foot. We'll call it his right foot.
That's probably why he missed the goal.
Yeah, he missed the goal. That's why Hutchinson took him out, because I don't know which foot he used. So in the 78th minute, Estrada in.
Experience coming onto the pitch for S2 with Estrada.
Orange County sending it forward. Hashimoto. And that's knocked away. Good ball movement by Orange County before it settled down by Seattle. Quinn goes backward for Canale. Quinn gets it back, sends it forward. Flag will stay down for Eddie Velson. Now Seaton. Back to Eddie Velson. Play on. Everybody in the building wanted to point at the spot. They don't get it. Good ball movement, good build-up by Orange County, but they come up empty-handed.
Rightly so. The whistle should not have gone. That was good defending by S2. Again, Seaton passes off the opportunity to get into the penalty area, threaten the goal.
Here's Seattle. Gonzalez. And it will go to Orange County. 79th minute, we are tied at 1 apiece. Scoring started by Gonzalez in the 60th, long distance, upper 90. And then the captain, Richard Chaplow, playing in his 400th professional game. The deflection off the hip on a set-piece corner. And that's all we've got for you so far. But in the 80th minute, both of these teams would love to get out of this game with 3 points. For Seattle, 3 points would be a moral victory against the #1 team in the West. And 3 points for Orange County would make things a little bit more difficult for Phoenix Rising as they're trying to rise above Orange County in that Western Conference. Here's Vargas. Fancy footwork, gets the shot off, knocked away by Rawls. Big save. And that might just have saved at least 2 points. Vargas, outstanding individual effort to get that shot off. And Andre Rawls answered the call. I just got a feeling the last 10 minutes are going to be the best part of this game.
Definitely feels like there's at least one more goal in this match. That was a wonderful save from Rawls.
We're going to get another look at it. The buildup was fantastic here as the ball gets through.
We'll see with the flick, finds Vargas on the run. Koivu gets turned inside and out. That's a really good reaction save by the goalkeeper.
Little pushing and shoving near midfield. This ball for Seton. Seton crosses. Nobody home. Brown keeps it in play. Seton knows he had the opportunity. Here's Seattle on the counter. Flicking forward for Vargas. Flags up. But it looks like we're just going to go side to side like a tennis match for the remainder of this match.
Godoy was in the area trying to get into the six. That ball played across from Seton. There was a touch from one of the defenders. I think it was Ulysses for Seattle. Took the ball away from the on-rushing Godoy. Such an important defensive touch.
Seattle will build from the back. Powder. Left foots it into the middle. Intended for Seton, doesn't get there. Duke puts his head on it. Eddie Wilson pulls it up. Godoy. Well defended. Eddie Wilson picks it back up. Still on it. Shot. And that is just knocked away by Brown.
Keeper's not getting credit for the save. It must have just clipped the outside of the right-hand post as we look at the goal. From a similar spot a few weeks ago, Aiden Quinn picked the ball up and drove it past the goalkeeper of OKC for the game winner. And he must have had a bit of deja vu as he swung the left foot across that. The goalkeeper certainly was late arriving. He was really close to sending the home team in front.
In real time, it looked like Brown got a mid on it. But I think when we slow it down, you're absolutely right. Brown late to it. And he came down hard. Casey Byers is the backup keeper for Rawls. Sam Fowler is the backup keeper for Mr. Brown. S2 with one more substitution, as does Orange County. A stoppage in play here.
As for Seattle, we're getting attended to.
And Seattle is going to make one more substitution of the evening.
We're not subbing, Seattle. We're not subbing.
And they've decided not to make that substitution. So stand by to see if John Hutchinson decides to make one more change in an effort to pick up 2 more points on the evening. Certainly make the road trip back to the Pacific Northwest a little bit easier. Brown directing traffic here in the 85th minute. Strong right foot. Seattle trying to find some space. Ulysses was picked off. Here's Seton. Seton one-on-one. I think that might be a card on Mr. Malone. And it is of the yellow variety. And Seton is furious. That takedown from behind, and you know he wanted it to be red.
Well, LA was in the area as well, so Malone wasn't the last defender back. And he wasn't making an effort to play the ball. He just dragged Seton in, and the movement of Seton was really good because he collects this ball. And watch how he goes in front of the defender with that touch right there. There's the right arm dragging across the back of Seton. There's the foul.
Yeah, he was going to cut the defender off and make sure that he was one-on-one with Brown. And Malone goes into the book in the 85th minute. So Duke coming out for Amico. And this happening in the 86th minute, and this substitution brought to you by Shire. So Amico for the Duke comes in for the set piece. And this ball is going to be set down around 23 yards away from Brown's line. And after we get this all settled out, Azadpour will break out the Barbasol as he march off the 10 yards.
The ball's got to get up and down very quickly.
Hashimoto and Quinn will talk it over.
Powder has scored from free kicks from this range as well for Orange County. You mentioned the OKC game a couple of weeks ago. It was Powder that's tied that game off up from a set piece.
So we'll see if they decide to slide it over. They've got Powder on the right, Eddie Velson on the left. That shot's on frame, deflected away. Corner coming up. And it's a big one's corner kick.
Well, lesson learned for S2 against LA. Last time out, they did not jump on the set piece free kick and ended up conceding a goal. They jumped on this one.
Quinn drives it, headed away by Daly. Hashimoto will give chase. And that goes past the touchline. So we get to look at this free kick again by Quinn, and that's deflected above the goal.
Yeah, against LA Galaxy too, the wall did not jump. The ball cleared the wall just by an inch and ended up going in the back of the net. Certainly the wall jumped on that occasion.
Ball pinballs around before it's cleared out. Godoy has options into the middle. Eddie Velson trying to find a foot on it. Hashimoto made the attempt. Hoyfeld came up, and so did Seattle. Seattle over the top. And one of the easiest flags of the evening for the AR. 89th minute, and we are going end to end here. Both of these teams trying to pick up the extra 2 points. We've got one more substitution. So Burt Gilroy is going to check out here in the 89th minute, and that will bring in Jalen Markey. And this substitution brought to you by Shire.
Instructions of Jalen Markey is to sit in with Daly. I'm sure things are short up in the midfield defensively. Really good step from Usman in the left back position to clear the danger. One question I do have about Orange County, Bruce, is that they keep trying to feed the beast, Penny Voltson, and he's going to get all of the defensive presence and pressure from Seattle. Godoy was open going into the box. Just take the space that's available to you and test the goalkeeper. Why pass it into Penny Voltson, who's being marked by a couple of players?
He's definitely drawing a crowd. Every time he touches the ball, it's at least 2-3 green kits around him. And that last set piece, you had Orange County sending it well up the pitch quickly. Brown will kick it away. He's got a strong right leg. Hashimoto taking on two. Still battling before Seattle sends it to the right. Hashimoto put his head on it. Quinn sending it forward. And we've got 5 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. Stoppage time is presented by Synchronicity. So still a lot of time left for both of these teams to try to break through.
So it was a Ferguson 5, isn't it? Coach Ferguson always seemed to have 5 minutes of stoppage time in any game Manchester United play. played in his tenure.
Man, you had to battle hard to get 3 points earlier today. Put themselves in a hole early in.
Thought Newcastle were going to pull it out for a moment there. And the sky blue, the uniforms, they almost played like Manchester City for at least 15 minutes of that game.
Ulysses. Hashimoto takes one off the face. Vargas battling, but he gets his pocket pick. Orange County trying to move it up the pitch quickly. Seattle thought better of that. Powder back to his keeper. Diaz was giving chase. And we've got a throw-in coming up for Orange County, and they're taking their time, and I'm not sure exactly why, because they're the ones that need the 3 points. Seattle, with any kind of result tonight, would be a moral victory, but for Orange County, doing nothing better than a draw would be a little demoralizing, given what's at stake. Sending it forward. Godoy taken down, and that is a spot. That is a point at the spot, and there is no doubt about that one. And this is not the way that Seattle wanted to finish up this game, giving Orange County an opportunity to get 3 points with the ball sitting 12 yards away from Brown, and we get to take another look. Over the top and quick. Godoy just inside the 18. Brought down by Denso Ulysses.
It's a big decision from Mr. Azapor in stoppage time. He's tired of being yelled at by the Seattle players. Yellow card issued, I believe, to Vargas. And Quinn to step up for the penalty spot kick. A huge moment at the end of this game, and I think it's the right decision. Godoy could have been argued that he was perhaps losing his balance, but certainly he was not helped in trying to keep his balance as his feet were taken from him.
So Mr. Quinn looking to add to his goal total on the season. This might very well be the biggest goal of the season for him if he can bury this left foot. Brown awaits it. Quinn, back of the net, 2-1, 94th minute.
There's magic in that left foot. It's not his first stoppage game. Time goal scored this season. As things stand, it might be the most important. It could earn the full 3 points for the home team.
This is why you take every opportunity you can. The left foot goes the opposite way of Brown. 2-1 with just a little bit left in stoppage time. And S2 playing so well in the second half, getting the first goal of the game, changing the tide the way things went in the first half, and Orange County answering just a minute or so later with Chaplow in his 400th professional game. But it is late in stoppage time. A mistake inside the box by Vargas sends Quinn to the line, and he buries it. And John Hutchinson, beyond furious, and his night is over a little bit earlier than the final whistle, has a handshake with Braden Cloutier. And now, with just a few moments left in this game, they're without their manager. More importantly for them, without 3 points. And for Orange County, If this holds up, this is exactly what they needed with Phoenix Rising. Just a point behind them, but with one extra game to play. With both of those teams looking to take the Western Conference.
Right now, Phoenix Rising against Reno are tied in the 65th minute at 0-0. The final whistle goes. If S2 cannot find the answer, Orange County will watching ESPN Plus and hoping that Reno can do some favors.
Just outside the box, we've got another whistle. But this one goes in favor of Seattle. Brown's going to have to hurry. But that's going to do it. Seattle wanted more time, but they're not going to get it. Orange County, hard-fought 3 points for the home team. Chaplow got the goal in the 62nd minute. He put his hip on it. And Quinn deep in stoppage time. And tonight's big one's man of the match will be the bald man right there with the great hairstyle. His 400th professional game, and he put his team on the board to tie the game at 1 apiece and gave Quinn an opportunity to get the 3 points late in stoppage. 2-1 is your final here in Irvine. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll give you highlights, stats, and a whole lot more. Don't go away. Orange County 2, S2 1.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you.
Welcome back. We said it was going to be a wild one to the finish, and it absolutely was. Bruce Silverman along with Matt Stubbington. 2-1 is your final. Tonight's post-match highlights are presented by Destination Irvine. I said it was going to be a wild finish. You said there was probably one more goal. I think we covered it pretty well, Matt. Early on, off the woodwork, and we didn't really see an opportunity for either of these teams to score for quite some time after this.
It was a frustrating first half by both teams. Seton on the best chance in the first 45 minutes for the home team. But in the second half, things opened up. It was end-to-end stuff. And this was a really strange moment for Orange County, who played really well defensively. Cronali just dropping off, inviting the shot from Gonzalez, and he's had you're going to give me that time, that space, I'll pick my poison, put it up in the upper right-hand corner. And he did just that. But that lead didn't last very long as the set piece came in. Cronali with the diving header, keeping the ball alive. And there is Mr. 400 getting the ball off of the hip and putting it into the back of the net. The visitors thought there might have been a handball, but it actually came off his right hip, as you'll see from this angle here, and into the back of the net for the tying effort.
The Gonzalez goal came at the 60th minute. At 62 was Chaplow. And this is when we got to the fireworks. Towards the end of the match, Godoy coming in, but Brown knocking it away.
Saw some good goalkeeping from both keepers tonight.
And here's Vargas with some fancy footwork and knocked away by Rawls. And that, said it at the time, could very well have been the reason that Orange County could get 3 points. And that outstretched save by Rawls really comes into play. This shot by Quinn goes wide. And so things are getting a little bit tense. And then the knockdown.
You want to see with the foul led to the penalty kick, taking the feet of Godoy away from him. And in stoppage time, cool as you like, wearing the captain's armband, Aiden Quinn puts it past the diving Brown, getting the full 3 points for the Orange County Soccer Club. They go to 66 points. They have a little bit of breathing room from Phoenix Rising.
So to explain to you right now what you're looking at, Orange County is officially at 66 points after 33 games. Now, to explain what's going on with the number 2 and the number 3 seeds, Phoenix currently tied at 0-0. They're currently going into the night at 62 points because this game is in progress and it's a draw at this moment. We're giving them 1 point. Sacramento currently in the lead in their match. We take them from 59 to 62. That could change because of actual final results. But right now, Orange County has extended their lead to 66 points. Phoenix still battling, still time to go to 63 or to 65. And Sacramento, if that holds up, they'll be there. And there is Mr. 400. You look like my thumb. The eagle has landed. I'm digging it. Hey, we go to the same barber, folks. So no worries with that. But a great night for Chappie, a great night for Orange County. It wasn't the prettiest of wins on the evening, but 3 points are 3 points. And for a team that wants to win the West, that is exactly what they need to do. Final thoughts quickly.
You just have to make sure that you take care of business, and that's exactly what Orange County did. You get the 3 points when you can, and good teams win when they're not playing their best. And Orange County did tonight, winning by 2-1.
He's Matt Stubbington. I'm Bruce Silverman. Thanks for being with us. 2-1 Orange County.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.